Groups are an extremely powerful feature in Moodle. In this video, I'll show you how to create and manage groups. In another video, I'll show you how to grade group work. Now before we begin, there are a couple of important concepts you should know about Moodle groups. In your class, you'll have students. Moodle will permit you to place one or more students into one or more groups. In this illustration, I could call these Group A and Group B. Now, Moodle doesn't care how many students you have in a group. Even a group of one is acceptable. Also, any one student can be in several groups at the same time. Finally, you may have some students that you don't want to put in a group at all. Again, that would be fine with Moodle. You can then place one or more groups into a larger unit that Moodle calls groupings. It is these groupings that you can then assign to assignments, quizzes, and other activities. In this illustration, for example, I could call this grouping second-year students. Now keep in mind that a group can be small enough to have a single student, and a grouping can be small enough to have a single group. Therefore, groupings can be as small as a single student or as large as your entire class. Throughout the semester, you may create new groups and assign students to those groups, so students could have an opportunity to work with several different groups throughout the semester. Now, let's see how groups are actually created and used in Moodle. To create a group in Moodle, look in the Settings block and click Users and then Groups. You'll notice in my course that I already have 3 groups named Group A, Group B, and Group C. Group A has 4 members, and if I want to see those members, I can click on the name of that group. Now I see that Abby, Ida, Gail, and Bob are all members of Group A. I can remove some of those members or add new ones by clicking on their name and then clicking the Add Remove Users button, which is demonstrated a little later in this video. Suppose I wanted to create new groups for my class. I could click the Create Group button. If I do that, Moodle will ask me for the group name and other information. Additionally, I can even upload a picture as an icon to represent this group. Let me create a group named Survey Group. To add members to the group, I'll click the Add Remove Users button. Moodle opens the Add Remove screen and permits me to select students to add to my group. Or, if I already had students in my group, I could remove them. And without actually populating this group, let me return to the group screen and show you how you can automatically place students into groups. I'll begin by deleting the survey group that I just created, since I won't need it anymore. To delete it, I'll click on it so it's highlighted, and then click the Delete Selected Group button. To automatically create groups for my class, I'll click the Auto Create Groups button. I'll instruct Moodle to select members who are students in my class. Next, I need to decide if I want Moodle to create a specific number of groups and distribute all of the students among them, or if I want Moodle to assign a specific number of students to each group and create as many groups as necessary. For this exercise, I'll instruct Moodle to create 3 groups. Since I have 10 students in my class, I would expect Moodle to create 2 groups of 3 and 1 group of 4. I next need to tell Moodle how I want my groups named. In this block, anytime I use the @ sign, that's the shifted 2 key, Moodle will replace it with an increasing letter, like A, B, and so forth. In the same way, I can insert a number sign, the shifted 3 key, and Moodle will replace it with an increasing number, like 1, 2, etc. For this exercise, I'll name my groups Final Project dash group number sign. While I'm creating these groups, I can instruct Moodle to go ahead and place all of these groups inside a grouping. For this exercise, I'm going to instruct Moodle to not do that. However, I'll manually add these groups to a grouping in a few minutes, so you can see how to do that process as well. To complete this process, I'll click the Submit button. You'll notice that I now have 3 new groups called Final Project Group 1, which has 4 members, Group 2, which has 3 members, and Group 3 with 3 members. If I want to know which students Moodle assigned to each group, all I need to do is click on the group's name. Now, let's put all of these project groups into a new grouping. Of course, I could have done this automatically as I created the groups a moment ago. However, in case you want to change your groupings at a later date, this is how you would do that. I'll start by clicking the Groupings tab. This page shows me all of the groupings and which groups belong to those groupings. You can see that I created a grouping called All Groups that contains all of the groups in my class. Now, since those groups in turn contain all of the students in my class, I can assign an activity to all groups and know that every student in the class can see it. I can also assign an activity to Group A only and restrict that activity to a single group of students. To create a new grouping for my project activity, I'll click the Create Grouping button. I'll create a name for my grouping, Final Project. I'll also enter a brief description for this grouping. A grouping for my final project. When I've completed that, I'll click the Save Changes button. To select members for this new grouping, I'll click the little human icon to the right of the title of the grouping. I can now add or remove groups from this grouping. For this video, I'll add all 3 of my project groups. When I've completed that, I'll click the Back to Groupings button. That's about all there is to creating groups and groupings. Good luck with your classes, and remember, help is only a phone call or click away.